Hello and hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited today to react to some comments in this here Reddit thread. Okay, what were some unexpected culture shocks when you first moved to Germany? Now I'm hoping in this thread there's some unique perspective, some things I haven't heard before because we're pretty advanced over here on this channel, okay? I don't mean to brag, but we're a little bit beyond. Oh, they separate their recycling into 3 different things. Oh, they dip their pretzels in butter. Oh, the windows are magical in Germany. You know, that's all great stuff, but we're a little bit advanced. I'm looking for a little bit more niche stuff. You know, oh, the screws on the wall, you know. They have, you know, they use the little star fastener instead of a Phillips head. You know, this is what I want to know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Hallo zusammen. I keep hearing about culture shock moments that catch people off guard. I'm curious, what were some of the smaller, unexpected things that surprised you when you first moved to Germany? Or even visited? I've never seen someone put something in parentheses, but then with an exclamation point. Could be habits, social rules, daily routines, or just random stuff you didn't expect. Would love to hear your stories. Okay. Quote, why does the hardware store have a bakery attached? It does? Why does the garden supply store have a bakery attached? Does every store just have a bakery attached? Germany's freaking awesome. Why does the grocery store have an inside bakery and one attached at the front? We heard you like bakeries, so we put a bakery in your bakery. Why is the bank offering me a bakery? No, coffee? What? For free? I feel like it better be free. See, these are great. I've never heard anything like this. The only thing I can say that is analogous to in here in America is that a lot of Walmarts. Somehow this actually illustrates the difference between America and Germany quite well, actually. A lot of Walmarts have a McDonald's attached. I fell in love when Germany's bakeries and cafes. When they did what? What do you mean you fell in love when Germany's bakeries and cafes? When they did what? When they winked at you? Ahaha, our hardware store has a florist and a fast food restaurant? In Germany? What? Huh? Why are there so many hardware stores? I grew up in socialist East Germany, born in 1981. That's so crazy to me that someone that young, 1981, grew up in socialist East Germany. But it really wasn't that long ago, was it? When the wall came down and I was 8 years old, we went to West Berlin and I saw a giant ad for washing detergent. Did you go to Pizza Hut? Sorry. A giant ad for washing detergent on the side of a public bus, and it looked really fascinating. And yes, that was like a weird reference to Gorbachev's Pizza Hut commercial. Anyway, I'm getting very distracted. I saw a giant ad for washing detergent on the side of a public bus, and it looked really fascinating. You had never seen washing detergent? You can't imagine this, but in the GDR, there was nothing colorful in stores. Wow. That's kind of how you, like, imagine it, like, I don't know, as in kind of like a propaganda way. Like, you just think of it as being, like, gloomy and gray, but it was actually true. Most things were packed in very plain colors, so this was my culture shock with Germany. Although I'm born German, but in the East, that fortunately isn't a separate country anymore. That's pretty awesome. So that's actually a culture shock for an East German going to West German. That could be its whole thing. Wow, those would be fascinating. Imagine if YouTube was around back then. If you could press the stop button in the bus stops at bus station? Wait, what? If you press the stop button in the bus stops at bus station. This isn't that weird. I haven't taken a lot of public transportation, but if you like, in America, it's usually a line that goes, like a cord that goes along the ceiling, and you pull it. Now, I don't think you do that super often. I think it's mostly for like an emergency situation. But if you pull it, like if you really need to get off, you pull it and then the bus will stop and you can get off. I don't know, guys. I don't take public transportation. That's pretty neat, though. You have a button. Cars stop for the pedestrians. I would hope so. Or else they'd all just be getting run over. No, here in America, in general, indeed, the cars, even though technically a pedestrian has the right of way in any scenario, well, pedestrians, it's not legal to walk on like a highway or an interstate. But still, pedestrians always have the right of way, meaning you can't run them over. But with that said, you wouldn't know that here in America because cars definitely feel like they do have the right of way. Like pedestrians will kind of like wait for cars, even at crosswalks. Sometimes. Anyway. If you're in the city, not so much. But you more so have to just follow the lights. In the city, you better watch out for the pedestrians here in America. If German tell you they are going to meet you at certain time, they are actually going to meet you at certain time. I wonder where this guy is like from, because I feel like that is how it is here in America. That's what I expect, at least. Now, I know in different countries, I don't know, a lot of Latin America, for example, it's not that case. They're relaxing in the sun, you know? Meeting at a certain time could be, you know, anywhere within 20 minutes. It's not how it is for me. Not how it is. If Germans don't know something, they will actually tell that they don't know without hesitation. Wow, what a breath of fresh air, you know. I do this on purpose because I really respect that trait that you're willing to say, you don't know. I don't know. I say it with pride. Anytime I don't know something, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people have this problem here in America, I guess, where they feel like they want to know, or they feel smart if they pretend to know something. Just say you don't know. So I respect that. That's good. The intelligent man knows how little he actually knows. Something like that. That's some kind of quote. Respect for data privacy. I like that one. I really like that one. And it's only getting more and more pertinent. To a degree that's hard to even imagine, I believe. You know, in the future, at some point, we'll probably have brain-computer interfaces. And if we're not careful, Google is going to be running all of your thoughts through an AI to figure out what kind of ads it should implant into your brain. And I, for one, don't want that. Germans are funny in their language. Oh, so they're just not funny in English. Got it. Honesty among Germans are top notch. That's great. I love that. Great, crazy about recycling and garbage separation. Okay, we're a little advanced for that one, guys. Different mediums of public transportation very well connected with each other. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So they kind of time it up. They time up the bus with the train. Maybe you could even purchase a route where you buy a ticket that takes you on a bus to a train to a bus to a train. Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of making stuff up. Accessibility for disabled or old people. Okay, it's honestly it's pretty good over here in America too. I don't know. Maybe it's more so in Germany. I don't know. Actually, from what I've seen, other parts of Europe, like in Spain, are extremely inaccessible from what I've seen. Like that's the accounts I've heard from other Americans who go to visit. They're like, wow, Europe is super, there's just stairs everywhere. I don't know how you would get around in a wheelchair. Like here in America, there's ramps. There's all sorts of accessibility stuff. Yeah, no. It's the law. So, okay, that's not that different. It was my first Christmas in Germany with my partner's family, and it was time for presents. I received my first one, and I said thank you, and just put it next to me. Everyone was staring, and I was confused why. Found out I had to open it in front of everyone. It's not a thing in my country. You take them home and open them in private? That's interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what this person means. Like, yeah, different families do Christmas a little bit differently. Like, some of them pass out the presents, get them all sorted, and then they open them. Some open them, like, some kind of watch each other open one gift at a time, really drag it out, which is cool. Christmas is fun, so you might as well drag it out. But I'm not exactly sure what they're saying. It's a real thing in many non-Western cultures. Oh, really? People actually take presents home? I'm confused. See, this is what I was saying. I don't know. I don't know what this means. From what I've heard, tourists who come to our country are always caught off guard when they realize that every shop is closed on Sundays. That would be crazy. So if you need stuff for the weekend, make sure you go grocery shopping on Saturday. No! I don't know what I need on Sunday until it's Sunday, okay? Why should I have to plan? Restaurants and gas stations are open, though. Oh. Well, that's good. I mean, I don't know what a gas station is like in Germany. Gas station... Actually, that would be a fun video. I'm kind of curious now that I said that. What is a gas station like? Because gas stations over here in America are like... They're a catch-all, They have everything you might need. They're a convenience store. You can go get a gallon of milk at the gas station. You can get lunch. It won't be good lunch, but you can get it. You can buy lottery tickets and cigarettes. I had booked at an A&O hostel as my first night on my first day in Germany. After I was done with settling in my room, I was thirsty and looked around for water, couldn't see one, and made my way to the reception and asked where the water dispenser was. They replied, "There's one in your bathroom, or if you want..." There's one in your bathroom. Oh, man. That was love at first sight between me and Leitungswasser. Wait, what is Leitungswasser? It's just tap water? Oh, okay. It's just tap water. This guy really loves the German tap water. It must be good. Germans who don't travel a lot often don't realize what a privilege it is to have actual drinking water right from the tap. Yeah, a lot of Americans don't realize that either. Granted, I know that there are some, there have been instances where here in America, water got contaminated and was not safe to drink. But 99% of the time, it's perfectly good from the tap. I drink it all the time. And yeah, it's not that way in every country. So yeah, I can see that. I assumed this was an American looking for some, like, filtered water. I guess that's some U.S. defaultism on my behalf, Most of these people are not from America. Eating raw pork. Oh, my God. I forgot you guys did that. Don't you do that for breakfast? Metbrötchen. Ew! So many people smoking. You see people just walking around smoking. You see them smoking in front of store entrances. You even see mothers smoking while holding babies. crazy. That's actually still just one fascinating aspect of Europe. Because I think of Europeans as being very healthy, because you guys are more healthy overall in most aspects than Americans, right? As far as your diet and as far as getting more, walking around more. You know, you have more natural food, less genetically modified food. But with that said, you smoke like chimneys, don't you? That's bad for you guys. Now, do I care? No. Go ahead, do whatever you like. I think smoking, you know, cigarettes, if they weren't so addictive, they'd be pretty cool. You know? I've smoked my fair share of cigarettes. Luckily, I don't get addicted to things very easily, it seems like. Maybe that's what everybody says. I don't know. But I've smoked plenty of cigarettes, and I've never had the urge to go buy myself a pack. You know what I'm saying? I've never bought a pack of cigarettes. But I've bummed a cigarette off many a person, an unsuspecting victim, if you will, that I bum a cigarette off of, and I don't know. I survived. But it's obviously bad for you, you know? It's just interesting because Europeans do it so much more than Americans. Me and my friend at the store when I first came to Germany. Friend opens a pack of Cokes and takes 2. Me, bro, to F are you doing? Friend, getting sodas? Me, but you can't just take them out of the pack. Puts hand on my shoulder. Friend, oh, my American friend, you have so much to learn about Europe. Let me dissect this just for a minute. What is this person talking about? Me and my friend at the store, when I first came to Germany. So he's the American. Okay, I got it. Friend opens a pack. He's in his own country taking Cokes. You can just take a Coke out of the package in Germany? What? I tried to do this in the USA and my husband had to stop me. I am confused. Color me confused. You just get free Cokes. Hey. Sounds good to me, partner. Do you guys have these? These Cokes that say, like, share a Coke with, and then it says a random thing, partner. Here's a Coke, partner. What would yours say? Share a Coke with your Opa. Some shit like that. So, I mean, okay. Obviously, you have to buy the pack of Cokes, right? You open up a pack, and you can drink them while you're shopping, but then you have to pay for the pack. Honestly, if you have little kids, this is actually not super uncommon. Like, you can like get a box of crackers for your little kid and open it up and, you know, be like, okay, Johnny, here's some crackers so you'll shut up. And, you know, and then you just scan it and pay for it at the end. That's not a big deal. I would say that is a faux pas if you're an adult. If you're giving it to a kid, you know, I feel like people understand. It's like, okay, we see what you're doing. It's fine. Now, if you're like an adult and you go and you open something and you're eating it, walking around the store, that is weird. I will say that would be weird, and they might tell you, no. Not me, but my partner. He's North African and said how surprised he was about how big the moon looks here. I hadn't thought about that. How big is the moon there, guys? I feel like that's probably got to do with your, I always get latitude and longitude mixed up. Whatever it is, you know. Latitude? So, I feel like it wouldn't be that much different from here. Anyway. Those are fun. Those are interesting. See, those were advanced. You can drink Coke in Germany in the store. You can see a big moon in Germany. I like that. Very interesting. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Especially those of you in Papenburg. Shout out. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.